skills and our actual workflows that we and our students at Yada Virtual Hub have been able to use to land real offers and real opportunities. So what does this mean? So this means that even if you have zero experience right now, these skills are easy to pick up and you can start using them as quickly as possible. So we're going to jump right into it. But before that, I want to give a brief overview of what we do at Yada Virtual Hub. At Yada, we train people with zero experience to start working remotely as a virtual admin assistant. Our curriculum covers step-by-step actual practical training tools that equips you to land jobs. Even if you're a newbie, it gets you job ready. So think about remote tools that you have never heard of and you want to know how to use it. Think about how it is to provide these services, virtual admin services, remotely to clients that's really need these services. Think about knowing how to position yourself, how to be able to reach out to clients, how to draft a proper proposal, how to, create your resume. We train you on all those things as beginners, step by step. We hold your hands and we give you hands-on training on how to do that. So aside that, we also provide outsourcing services to businesses. So we also have a virtual admin support side of the business, and we also help with HR and talent management. So a quick overview about us. I'm going to just quickly show you our website. So this is who we are and this is what we do. Our mission definitely is to empower individuals with practical admin and digital skills that helps them scale their businesses, and also that helps them scale them personally too as well. So about a quick overview about us, the founders and the coaches of Yada Virtual Hub. We have been working as VAs for more than 4+ years now, and we have managed over 30+ clients. Talk of businesses, teams, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. We have actually worked with all those and in different locations, from CST time to PST time to West African time to Dubai time, and all of those. And we have been able to earn more than $25,000 annually across different platforms. So that's just a bit about us. So I'm going to go into this particular topic because it was really crucial. When we asked a particular question on the group, we got a lot of comments and they were really amazing comments. And we wanted to just quickly touch base on it. So who is a virtual assistant and what does a virtual assistant do? So we noticed we got a lot of, I would like to know what a VA is. I would like to expand my skills as a VA, and we just wanted to quickly touch base on it. So the general definition of who a VA is someone who offers services virtually. So the beautiful part about being a VA is that you can niche into different fields and industries. So take, for example, you can be a virtual admin assistant. So what do you do? For a virtual admin assistant, you offer admin services virtually. So think about tasks from social media management to building calendar systems, to operation, to project support. So when you look at the VA industry, you can niche into different fields and industries. So for example, you can be a medical VA, you can be a legal VA, you can actually be a real estate VA. I niche down into being a real estate and a property management VA. You can be an admin VA, like what we train majorly on. You can be a social media VA that helps with managing social media, preparing calendars, supporting creatives who actually major content creators. You can be a customer service or a customer support VA. So it's actually endless on what you can be as a virtual VA. So that is just a quick definition of what a VA is and what does a VA do. So we're not going to waste much time. We're going to go quickly into today's training. So we're going to be training you on these 3 tools. We're going to walk you through ChatGPT, we're going to walk you through Claude, and we're going to walk you through ZAPIER. We're going to show you how you can actually use these tools to land real offers, to land real jobs. We're going to show you how possible it is. So before we do that, I want to quickly explain what a AI skill is. Because today in the AI world, there are a lot of things that can overwhelm you. Use this, use that, this will work, that will work. Like a lot of people come in and they'll tell you today, when you do this XYZ, it will work. But does it really work? Does it really work? And that's like a key point. But before I explain to you what an AI skill is, I want to dive briefly into what an AI skill isn't. So an AI skill isn't collecting prompts. As a virtual assistant, you don't need to be collecting prompts. It won't really work for you. An AI skill is not playing with chatbots or asking it questions back to back or so. It doesn't make money, it just only makes tweets, sadly. But what an AI skill actually is a repeatable workflow. What do I mean? It is a skill that you use an AI tool to provide the services to the clients, and not just one client. You do it again, and you use it again, and you use it again, and again, and again. Take example, a doctor. He's a doctor and he provides services for patients. He uses that same experience he learned in school for how many years? And he applies it again and again and again and again, and is able to make money out of it. So that is an AI skill. An AI skill is a repeatable workflow where AI produces a clear output that saves time and reduces risk, and also increase your revenue or somebody else's revenue with the kind of skills that you have. So there's a quick test for you to know if you have an AI skill or not. What do I mean? That's these two, like CLAUDE, ChatGPT, think of all those AI tools that you know, that you can actually use them and you can use them to make money. And it's actually called a skill. One of it is, if it cannot be reused, sadly, it's not a skill. If there's only one customer you can get from it, and it's not really in demand like that, it's really not a skill. If the client could do it themselves in 5 minutes, it's really not a skill too. So that's just a quick overview of what an AI skill is. So we're going to move now into the first one, which is ChatGPT. As we all know, because we also asked in the group, which tools, AI tools have you guys used? And a lot of you, more than 100 plus people mentioned ChatGPT. So just a quick overview. So ChatGPT is made by OpenAI, and it's probably one of the most known tools. Like I said, more than 100 plus people clicked on the poll when we shared like questions about which AI tool have they used. So we understand that you know how to use it, but do you really know how to use it to make money? Do you know how to use it to actually generate an income? So we want to show you a specific way you can use ChatGPT right now to make money. So this specific way we're about to show you is other VAs are quietly using this particular workflow with ChatGPT, which is the AI tool, to actually make money. They use it to deliver deliverables that clients will actually are paying for. So what is this specific way? This specific way is SOPs. So SOPs are called standard operating procedures. So by just a quick definition, an SOP is an instruction manual used by businesses. So it is actually a written document that tells anyone in the business exactly how to do something step by step, so that the job gets done every single time, even if the owner is not around, even if the supervisor or whoever that is in charge is not around. With this quick documentation, anyone who comes into the company, even if it's a new hire, knows exactly what to do and how to do it. For example, you have an engineer who has the skills, but goes into a new company, and that company has a way of doing things. And SOP is the thing that helps the engineer flourish in his or her job. So I quickly want to say something before I even show you how it's done. So majorly, especially small businesses, they have their processes, how their business run in their head. Take a new founder, for example. They might know how to do all the things in the business, but if you check out the team, they only know how to do a bit of it. And what this means is that when something goes wrong, or the founder leaves or whoever leaves, everything will fall flat. Maybe the founder goes on vacation or whatnot. They keep on calling and bothering, asking the same question over and over again because there have been no proper structure and documentation in place. So one thing people don't realize, especially businesses, that a business without SOPs and in their operation cannot actually scale the way they are supposed to. So SOPs are not nice to have. They're actually essential. And we're going to show you a few that we created, our student created, and we used it to actually get paid. So I'm going to quickly show you on Upwork a few in-demand. So these are jobs. And we're going to click on not relevance. We're going to click on newest. I want to show you how this is an in-demand. So you see, this is 3 hours ago. I'm going to quickly go. This is, see, SOP, process management. These are actual. This was 12 hours ago. Must build system SOPs. So see them. So SOPs are actually in demand right now. So we have this one, compliance and VA. And if we notice how much they are charging, you see from 70 to 20. I'm going to go and click on relevance. This is actual relevance. This was 3 weeks ago. If you notice, this was actually even last month. Virtual assistant for SOP guides. See the amount they're charging. This is a luxury spa SOP, right? This was 20 to 80. And so these are actually in-demand jobs, looking for someone who can help them design and create SOP documents. So looking for someone who can create 3-page documents for an SOP. So people are actually, business owners, are actually looking for who experts that can help them create SOP. And with ChatGPT, you can be able to deliver these services and get paid for it. These are a few of the SOPs I and our student created, and we got paid with it. So this is an SOP for onboarding. This was actually done by ChatGPT, step by step. All of its step was actually done by ChatGPT, and it was done wonderfully well. Another is this SOP. One moment. So this is an SOP for creating. So this is a digital marketing team. So just so you know. So this was an SOP we created for them. It's an SOP for creating and storing new posts. All of this was actually done by ChatGPT, and we're going to show you how to do it. We got the information, we understood what they wanted, the processes, and we pasted all of it into ChatGPT. And once ChatGPT gave us the document, in minutes, we went in to review it and see what we needed, what we did not need. ChatGPT followed our instructions step by step. If you notice, this instruction says purpose, scope, responsibilities and users, and actually procedures on how to carry out this process, which is to merge new posts, a new post from an old website into their new WordPress website. So this is like a step-by-step process on how to go about it. It has all the information. The beautiful part about SOP is that you can even add other links and other URL documents to it. It's how an SOP can be easy and SOP can be complex, but the most important part is you can use ChatGPT to scale it. This is another SOP we create that was created by one of our students for a company that they worked with. This is an SOP for invoice collection and storage. So same thing to purpose, scope, responsibility, shows who, what to do, how to do it, all those step by step. And this was, they did the job and got paid for it. So I'm just quickly going to, so like I said, SOPs are step-by-step instructions that businesses use to actually carry out their operations. So the beautiful part about SOPs is you can turn anything to an SOP. So ChatGPT can turn anything for you into an SOP, into a structured process. So we're going to be using this Slack screenshots. So this screenshot is actually a conversation on how to create a new account and onboard clients for this particular business. So this is the onboarding team, and they just had a conversation about how to carry out a client's onboarding for this particular. So in other words, when they have done their warm leads, they have gotten the clients, and now is what are the steps, what steps do we need to onboard the clients into the company and open the client's account as needed. So this is a big deal. Just imagine for this team, nobody knew how to do it. Nobody knows how to do it. And or the person that knows how to do it was on leave or fell sick. And now it's 2 weeks gone and they don't know where to start from and how to manage the clients that they just got, and now they have to onboard. So SOPs are actually important. It's major for every businesses to have, because it keeps everything flowing well, so that in case you get in a new hire, the new hire can easily follow that step-by-step workflow, pending when they get more comfortable, or pending when they understand the process in the business or in the organization. So we're going to be using this particular prompt 2. It's easy, it's quick. So if you want, you could, the video part about creating an SOP, you give it every single instruction that you want. So if you want it a particular way, if you want it a particular like process or whatever, you can use. So I have 2 prompts here. The first one says, convert this Slack message into a professional internal SOP. Include a clear title, a numbered step, concise and short. You see how like the prompt is different from the one in prompt 2. Concise and short action first, a short decision tree for main conditional, and a new hire friendly note. Return plain text only. So just imagine you get this information from your client or from the team. Oh, we need you to create an SOP, and we need it to have a decision tree as the main conditioner, and we also need it to have like a friendly note. All you have to do is say less. You get those information, get the instructions, and you get all of the documents that you have. It can be a Slack message, it can be a Loom video. I'm going to be showing you how to do that too. It can be a Loom video, it can just be anything, and you turn them into a proper structure, step-by-step instructions that the team can follow, and you get paid for it. So now I'm going to copy this particular one. I'm going to copy this particular one. I'm going to come here. Another thing is important that you already have your ChatGPT, your accounts, your ChatGPT account. So ChatGPT, like I said, is from OpenAI. So you have to do is you search on Google and type OpenAI, and you sign up already for an account if you do not have one. So I'm going to come to ChatGPT. We already have it. I'm going to paste the prompts here, which says create a professional SOP from this conversation, include purpose, trigger, step-by-step tools, and tools being used. I'm going to click on add file because I already have the screenshots that I showed you just now. All I have to do is click on Slack, open. Just going to wait for it to quickly upload. Awesome. So we have that now. I'm going to click on send prompts, and in minutes, ChatGPT is going to go to work and create an SOP based on the instruction that we give to it. So you see, client onboarding after contract signing. So this is an SOP. If you want to add documents, all that, it just added this. If you don't need it, you can easily just take it out. So follow our instructions, purpose, trigger, step-by-step, all of it step-by-step, it did that. If you want to make it depth and elaborate, I want to, like, you have more information, you just have to feed it into ChatGPT and it's going to go to work. All you have to do right now is to copy and paste into your Word doc, or you could ask it to give you a Word version of this, and you would have something like this already done. Then you could go in and clean the documents and do what you want to do with it. So like this, you notice it has checkbox and whatnot. So it's that easy and it's that actually simple. So the beautiful part about ChatGPT also is that you can also turn it, you can also use if you have a Loom video or a video recording and you want to turn it into an SOP, you could use AI to do it too. All you have to do is to get the transcript of the video, paste it into ChatGPT like what we did now, include the instructions, the prompts, and immediately it goes into work. So I want to show you the one that we did. for time's sake, so that we don't make this recording too long, we don't make this training too long. So this is an SOP we created, and we follow the instructions of the client. And the instructions was actually a Loom video that we converted into a transcript. And these were the step-by-step instructions on how to refund a client. So we turned this step-by-step into an SOP documentation, and we also beautifully added the link of the Loom video into the SOP. So whenever a new hire or somebody who has been in the team for a very long time and maybe was moved into the customer support department, the person can also watch the Loom video and also have a step-by-step easy text documentation of it, and they know what to do instantly. They know that they can refund the client based on the step-by-step instructions that was in the Loom video by the owner of the business. So it's that easy and simple. So quick thing, we want to share with you our workflow. So this is our AI workflow for SOPs. We get the document, which is the instructions, the raw data, that's our input. We paste it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT goes into work. ChatGPT creates a draft for us, an SOP draft for us with all the information that's based on the instructions that we give to it. We review the document that it follows the step-by-step standard that was given to us by our supervisor, by the client, by the owner, whichever, and we present and we give back a well-documented SOPs that can form as a knowledge base or for training of the team. So we're going to go quickly into the second tool, AI tool we'll be training on you today. So the second tool is CLAUDE. So CLAUDE is made by OpenAI. And at the moment, CLAUDE is one of the most powerful AI writing tools right now. So think writing, thinking, structure, think all those things. CLAUDE actually is meant for doing those things at the moment. So if you are into social media management or you want to get into it, CLAUDE is the tool that you cannot sleep on right now, because think of offering design support or content writing, or think of working with creatives as a virtual assistant. CLAUDE will actually help you in a long run on how to provide these services with ease. So here is a quick thing. One of the biggest bottlenecks when it comes to social media management is not even ideas, it's actually execution. So coming up with months of captions, content ideas can take hours, and CLAUDE can help you break that down into minutes. So another thing to think about right now is social media management is one of the fastest ways to build a $1,000 a month income online. And with CLAUDE and also Canva, you can be able to do that. So you just need these two tools. I'm going to be showing you how to use them and how to leverage them at the moment. So these are the steps we have to follow. So it's important that you already have your Canva. If you don't have, it's easy. You have a free version. You go online, you go on Google, you type Canva and you sign up. If you don't have a CLAUDE account too, it's easy too. You go online, you sign up, and you are done with that. So ensure you have your Canva, ensure you have your CLAUDE, ensure both of them are open, then you connect them together. Another important thing is for CLAUDE to work very well, it is important that you train it so that it sounds more like you, more like the business you are trying to work with, or the company you're trying to work with, or the account you manage or you'll be managing. It sounds more like it so that it's able to provide you with actual designs and content that are in line with the business tone, style, and whatnot. So that it doesn't sound AI like garbage. I know a lot of us have seen some designs out there and you immediately can spot it that this was done by an AI and it didn't do a good job. So Claude 2 can even give you those kind of designs too. So it depends on how you train it. So if you have the brand kit information of the business, that's fine. You can feed that into Claude. Any information that can make it sound really close to the brand that you are managing, it is really important. So that's a step you should not skip. We don't show it here, but we show that in our paid class. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to use it, even if you are just starting, even if you're a beginner. So there are 3 ways to be able to use Claude and Canva to create content in scale. Like, I mean, just think about 1 month content and designs already made. So there are 3 ways, but today we're going to be showing you the easiest way to do it so that we don't we already spent so much time in the training. So we want to keep it sweet, short, and easy. So the first step is simple. The first step is to ensure that you already have your Canva connected into Claude, and this is how to do it. So once you get into your Canva, once you get into your Claude, you come to this left-hand side where it says customize. It looks like a briefcase or a box. But let's just assume it's a briefcase. It's called customize. You click on customize. You go in there. You click on connectors. You click on connectors, taking a bit of time to load. Great. So if we didn't have Canva connected already, all I had to do was to click on search and search for Canva, and it should pop up. Another way too is if we didn't have Canva and you clicked on search in the connector and you did not find it, you see this plus sign behind the search bar. All you have to do is to click on it where it says add connectors. So you click on add connectors and this is the best, yeah. So you can now search for it. So just to show you this other way. So you see it here, see Canva here beautifully waiting for us. So, but because we already have it, I'm going to cancel that. So if it wasn't connected, it won't be saying disconnect at this right-hand corner. But because it's connected, hence why it's saying disconnect. So it's easy. Once you click on Canva, it will ask you a few questions. It doesn't take up to 5 seconds. You click yes to authorizing Canva and Claude to connect together. Once you do that, it will immediately show you that it's connected, and it will have this sign that says disconnect. It means it's already connected. That's why it's showing you disconnect. So the next thing we're going to do is now that we know that we have had Canva and Claude connected together, which is awesome and great, the next thing we have to do is to paste our prompt. For this purpose, we're going to be using create a two-slide Instagram carousel for entrepreneurs about content creation burnout. Make the first slide have a strong hook. Keep the design minimal and modern. Use this design style. So we're trying to show you how to create prompts that aligns maybe with the business you are following, the business you manage, or whatnot. So that's why we added that, so that you could see that you can build on your prompt. And building on your prompt like this also helps you create designs that don't look AI-ish, and also create designs that are in line with your business. Don't forget also that it is important to always, if you have the business, if you know the business, you know their tone, their structure, you need to train Claude so that once it creates designs, you create designs that you actually like and want. So I'm just going to be adding something into it and say, and save it into Canva. So what happens is we're not going to be touching any design tools. Claude, now connected to our Canva, would immediately go into Canva and create the designs based on the prompt. So all we have to do is just to click send and wait for it to create the designs that we want. So as it does that, we want to show you a few designs that Claude created. So, okay, it's taking time to load. 1 moment. So we didn't create this particular design. Claude actually created this particular design for us, and it followed our prompt. Still loading. 1 moment, please. It followed our prompts based on the instructions we gave to it, based on the color code, the font style. All of this was created by CLAUDE in Canva. I'm even going to check if we, because there were a few. I'm going to check. I'm going to click one moment, please. I'm going to click on projects, because I know there were other few designs it created for us too as well. So we're going to check other designs it created. It's loading. A few moments. I'm going to just click on add page here. Okay, so while it's loading, let's go and check out if it has created what we asked it to create for us. So you see, so it has done that, followed our, you see? So right now, what it's doing right now is creating, see, it's creating all these designs wasn't created by me at all. I just, I left it and I wanted to show you other designs that it created only for me to notice that it has already done its magic, which is to create all of these designs here. So you see, so Claude created these two, I didn't create it. Same thing here. Let me just show you all the designs Claude created. Claude created this. I didn't create this. So all of this was created by Claude in Canva based on the prompt that I gave to it. We're going to go here too as well. And so the beautiful part is now that he has created the two slides for us, see, pick your favorite from each set above and let me know which two, and I will save it into your Canva, you see, as an edited design. So all I have to do is that once it does that, I'll go into I'll go into my Canva and edit it. If I do not like, maybe I want to change the prompt, or sorry, maybe I want to change the text, I want to add more information. And if I don't want to do that also, I can also give it instructions in Claude to basically make more edits for me, and it would save it also in Canva too as well. So what we have to do is, let's check. Let's check on these designs. These are actually nice designs. It followed everything we asked. This yellow and purple really works. It also created the content. So I think I'm going to go with this particular one. So there are two ways. You can just open it in Canva or ask it to open it for you in Canva. So it depends on how you want to do it. So for this one, this first one, I'm going to open it by myself in Canva. Then the second one, it's great. Then the second one, the second slide, I am going to tell it to open it for us in Canva. Just save that in Canva. The only difference is that it would have saved both of them together as one slide for me. But now what I'm doing, I'll have to go into Canva by myself to merge them together. I'm going to show you how I will do that too as well. I'm going to come here and I'm going to click. I'm going to tell it, I didn't even check on which one I like. So which one do you guys like? Wow, these are actually pretty designs. So I think I'm going to go with the third one too as well. The last one too is really amazing, but I'm going to go with the third one. So I'm going to say use the third design in the second slide. And I want to add all of it together. Let it produce everything for us at once. And the third design also in the first slide, right? Yes, and the third design in the first slide. Okay, I'm going to click on send prompt and it's going to go to work based on the instructions, based on my response. This response are instructions. So it's going to go to work and magically going to create typo on my end. Okay, it's fixing itself, it's actually AI, so it's going to, so this is it. This is the one we opened directly from, we clicked on the link, we didn't respond to it, so it just gave us one of the designs. So yeah, it tells us it's doing something too as well. So I'm going to click on this one because this is the one we actually want. I'm going to click on open. So it creates the slides like individually. So all we have to do is to add it together. So wait for this to load. Now that we know this is our second slide, all you have to do right now is to go into, so you can go in, edit it the way you want. If you don't like this, or you don't like the font, or you want to change the color, you can do it in here, or you can ask Claude to actually do it for you. So now that we have both of them because our content is about entrepreneurs and having content burnout creation. I'm going to click on add page and I'm going to go down here to projects in Canva and I'm going to click on this. So this is the one it's created. And voila, we actually have the design set up. 2 slides, perfectly done by Claude using Canva, following all our instructions, following our color code and whatnot, and creating these designs that you might think wasn't created by AI because of how it looks, because it understood our brand, it understood important things that we asked it to understand. It's followed our proper instructions, and now it doesn't look like AI. It looks really, really great. So a key thing to understand majorly a key thing to understand when it comes to prompting or when it comes to using AI, especially generative AI, your input always determines your output. So if you give it a bad prompt, your results will be a bad result too as well, sadly. Hence why you see some AI photos and posts and you're like, this has to be AI because of how it looks. It looks generic. You just know that something wasn't done in the back end. And it's not difficult. When it comes to prompting, it's just understanding what you want to do and explaining it in that way to Claude. We actually train on that in our classes that we run. So if it's something you would like to learn on, we'll be happy to share that with you too as well. So the next one is ZAPIER, and I'm now going to hand over to the other coach to help us with training us on how to use ZAPIER as a virtual assistant. Thank you so much. No, still recording. Stop.
My screen, yeah. Please, if you can indicate in the chat box so that I know. All right, good. So the next tool that we are going to be looking at would be ZAPIER. And I do not know if we have heard of this tool before, but generally it's an automation tool, right, that connects different apps together without any coding. I think that is one of the most beautiful parts about ZAPIER, right? Of course, it's an automation tool. So you think of a robotic assistant doing the work 24/7, right, without any human interference, right? You think of one thing set up once and then you discover that it's running the task consistently and increasing productivity. Most business run on repetitive tasks. We know that. And when you mention order confirmations, meetings, reminders, invoices, what automation tools do, or rather I would use ZAPIER because it's the automation tool that we're actually talking about today, right? Is that it brings tools that should not be interacting with themselves together so that it can enhance productivity. The minimum payment you get as being using ZAPIER for automation to deliver skills would be $15 per hour. And I bet you this is just based on minimal automations. Say you're connecting 2 to 3 tools together. So when we have to deal with higher tools, like say 5 tools together or 5 apps together, you discover that you can charge more, as high as $23 per hour, right? Now, there is a simple logic for automation, which is when something happens, it is called the trigger, right? So do this is called an action. I'll go again. So let's imagine that there is an instruction that says when Ayo walks into a room, everyone in the room should go out, right? So when is the trigger? So when Ayo comes into the room, automatically everybody inside that room should go out. So we're saying that trigger is what responds. So when you have a trigger, an action responds to it, right? So ZAPIER has about 7,000 or more apps connecting themselves together to enhance productivity. More than 7,000, I think it's 9,000. I think it's more than 9,000 apps. And it has a free plan, but yeah, free plan, I would say, but 100 tax a month, unlimited. But when I say unlimited, I mean unlimited to joining basic tools together. But when you have to do with enhanced filters, like say AI filters and the rest of them to give you like conditions, you might have to increase your plan, right? You might have to pay to use the tool. So going further, there are key terms you should be you should know in ZAPIER, as it is very expedient for you to carry out the workflow. The first one is ZAP, right? ZAP is the whole automation. By the time we go to the next stage, which is when we start automating, you discover that you would see what I am trying to say here. ZAP is the whole automation workflow. And the next thing is trigger. This is the event that starts the automation. Remember, we said when this happens, when something happens, is the trigger, right? And when something happens, what the response is actually the action, right? So going back here, we see action. Action is the response to the trigger. Now, filter, although we are not going to be using filter today, we might be using it in the next webinar and or maybe a paid class or something. But let me bring something to our notice. The filter is what sets a condition in your automation. Say, for instance, we want to create a workflow that works this way. When a Google form is responded to, right? We want it to go through a chain towards Gmail, right? And when this happens, we want it to send what? A personalized email to these individuals who sent this response from the form, right? But what a filter would do is that we can say, okay, if anyone sends an email, right, and does not do certain things, then this is the thing that would happen, or we will not send a response to them. This is what a filter does. It keeps a condition in the automation. For instance, I'll give us another example, another like more visible example. If you're creating an automation, I know we haven't created an automation before, maybe someone has here, but let's say you want to send an email or you want to log in some informations into a Google Sheets from your Gmail, right? When you receive an email, you want the information to be logged into your Google Sheets. You can say, oh, I do not want promotions. You know, we know what promotions are. So maybe ads from Temu. I know everybody knows the Temu app, or response from somebody trying to market their products. We do not want it. So you can put a condition on that automation that stops those things from coming in. So the only thing that will be coming in are the relevant stuffs that you want to come in. I hope we understand this. But as we move, I'm going to be showing you some practical steps. So we're going to be looking at two demos today, right? The first one we're going to be looking at two. And one, I will be showing you how to automate. We're going to be doing this together, right? And the second one, I would not be going deep into it because of time and of course, because we are not using like the paid plan. But hopefully, I'll be willing to teach you some other time, maybe in some other webinar or something. So the first demo will be Google Forms plus Gmail, right? And here it is. Now, the automation, this is automation one, Google Forms to personalized email. So the goal is every time someone submits a Google form, For example, a feedback form. I don't know if you know what a feedback form is, but I would show you an example. They automatically receive a personalized thank you email addressed to them by their name with zero manual response, right? And the reason why you do this is so that your customers can connect to you. Now, in marketing, I don't know how much we know about marketing, but in marketing, I know that we understand that when you people feel seen when you personalize things, right? When you use their names, when you use certain phrases for them, right? So most of the time, if you're, say you're a VA in a marketing company or you're a VA to a marketing lead or to an executive, right? And you just want to do something quite different or spicy, you could actually use this automation, right? Now, the first step is before you open ZAPIER, please create your Google form. Please, I don't know how many of us knows a Google form here, but if I would want to know, I want to take a data to know how many people knows a Google form here, we could just write yes or no on the chat box below so that I know, right? And then we could know what to do later. Maybe we could create a paid class or some other webinar or something. So if you do not know what a Google form is, just in case you do not know, okay, sorry. Just in case you do not, okay, I'm saying no for some people, okay, fine. And it's not bad that you do not know, but please, as a VA, there are practical things that we should be open to learn, and we'll be more than willing to teach this, right? As we believe that it's one day people get informed about things, right? So it's okay. So let me just show us a Google form, what a Google form looks like. This is a Google form that was created. Everyone here can create this if we teach you about it. So before you move further, please create your Google form. You need this to actually connect to ZAPIER. You make sure your Google form is having certain fields, right? Certain fields like your name, email, feedback or message. Let me go back again. So you're seeing our Google form, right? It has an email. We can see this. I pray we can. Has a name, have an overall rating, it has a feedback message, right? Now we'll be using this to create our automation by the time we go into ZAP, right? So please just hold on. All right, these are the steps. So let's move to ZAPIER. Now, you want to create ZAPIER, go to zapier.com, right, to create a ZAPIER account for yourself. Now, I know you would be like, oh, I do not know how to do this. I don't know. Just pay concentration. This class will be recorded. And I feel like everyone can pick up something if you dedicate your heart to learning, right? And I will tell you something that you hear people say that VAs are being churned, VAs are being let out and all. It is only the ones who do not find time to upskill. The way the world is moving so fast, you have to make sure that you open yourself to learning, and God will help us, right? So you just come here when you create your ZAPIER account, you would see this ecosystem. And for you to create a ZAP, you come here, you click on create, right? And then you create remember it's a ZAP we want to create. So we create a ZAP. So I don't know if anyone remembers the automation we said we want to do. If you remember, please can you quickly tell me what we said we want to create? We said we want okay, let me just bring it up because of time. We want to create a Google form integration with and integration with your Gmail, right? Yes, personal response, exactly. So to do that, what we'll do is we'll click on trigger. Now, this is the trigger. Our trigger here is the form. That form that we created, this is the trigger. Excuse me, please. Now, this is the trigger that we are going to use for this particular automation or this particular ZAP, because we want that when something happens in this place, we want this action. So the trigger event would be new response. So whenever somebody feels a new response, please do this. Whenever someone does this, please do this. So a new response is what we want. So whenever somebody fills this form or responds to this form and clicks on send, right? We want this to happen. So down here is the account. Now, please, there is one mistake that most people make, and I do not want us to make it. Whatever account you use in filling up your or creating your Google form, you can see that this account was created with either Virtual Hub email or Becky Precious and all. Make sure you use the same email to create an account, unless your automation would not flow, right? Because automations can be a bit tricky sometimes. Sometimes you could have a bit of glitches and the rest. But if you follow systems, I think you will not be dealing with a lot of troubles, right? So you can see that this account is where this form is in. Do not go and use another form, right, in another email, and then you put another email to link the accounts together. Please do not do that. So you click on, let's be sure that we have everything checked out here. So continue. And the next thing would be configure. Choose the value, right? Now, if we remember vividly, we would, sorry, I think I'm having a bit of, if we remember, we created a form, and the name of that form is Yada feedback form, right? I want to hope we are following, right? The response, the name of that form is Yada feedback form. So when we come here, we see Yada feedback form. But let's imagine that right now we all have gotten our VA jobs, and then we are flexing now with our dollars and our hard currency. We'd imagine that. And then maybe our executive or our bosses have given us numerous forms to fill. And then we have like so many forms here. If so, if you want to search the name of the form you created, all you have to do is to come here and click on the search bar. It would appear, and then you can search the name of the form that you would want to use. Now, us here, we are going to use the other feedback form, right? And then we'll click on continue. So we're about to test the trigger to know that everything we've done went on well. So let's test the trigger. Okay, I kept a link, right? I kept a link on the chat. Let me just drop that link again quickly. Quickly, I just do this. Okay, I want someone to fill this form quickly for us. Someone should fill this form quickly for us. I actually dropped the link before. I want someone to fill the form so that we can see a practical of what we want to do. Please, can someone quickly fill that form? Anybody at all? And if you fill it, just indicate in the chat box that you filled it. Is someone doing it? If someone is doing it, I just want a response to indicate that somebody is filling the form so that we can know that we're all together, please. Just click the form and fill up the fields. Hi, have we been able to fill the form, please? All right, so, okay. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we've seen Uju's response. Uju, we are going to be using your response as the point of contact or the live data, right? We're going to be using your, please, sorry, as the live data. Just hold on. So we click on continue. Let's ensure that Uju filled up the form well, right? Yes, so we see that Uju filled her name specifically, right? Uju has her email address. Uju, please, we want to be sure if this is the email address, your email address is active, because when we send the response to you, you're going to receive it, right? So please, we want to ensure this is your email address so that we don't make a mistake and all. So we're going to continue with this. All right. So if you watch closely, we have actually set up the trigger, and that is why you're seeing this whole chat box come up immediately for the action. But let me show you something. If you click here, the trigger, this is the trigger, right? We remember. If we look up here, we can see that everything here is checked. We have a good sign checked, marked good, right? That is because we were able to create our trigger rightly. Although we still have to take another further step to lock in everything and to make sure our automation is actually going on well. So we'll now go to our action right now. Right, and something else I forgot to tell us. We can see this good sign here. It also shows that our trigger has been filled in well. Do you get? So please let's not forget these little steps as it will help us during our automation. All right. So we are going to just click on, please remember that the next thing that the tool that we're going to use for our trigger is actually our Gmail. So we click on Gmail. We can see that we have 1001 tools here. Like you're saying 9,000 plus apps. So you can imagine the manner of things we can do with ZAPIER. But today we're going to just make it a bit small. I'm going to click on Gmail. Right? Right. So the action event is that you're seeing here that Gmail immediately appeared here, right? Because we clicked on Gmail earlier. So we go and we just look for what is that thing that we want to do. We want to send an email. So we click on send email, right? Already you can see that the account that we are using is the account that is linked to the Gmail that we want to use or we are currently using. Please and please, this is an important thing that you should not miss out. So we could just go forward to continue. Now, this is something we are actually now at configure. In order for us to do things right, please, when you're sending an email manually, let's imagine that you're sending an email directly from your email box, right? And you want to send an email to somebody, you're going to be sending the email to, of course, the email address. Please do not come and type the email address manually here. Go directly to this point and choose a live data. Now, let me bring to our notice. Automation works with a live data. It works with a connectivity point from the other two, right? So we're just going to go ahead and click this plus sign. Remember, this plus sign, and then we'll come down here and we're going to work with the email. We're going to work, oh, sorry, that's my bad. We're going to work with the email. Remember, a live data, do not type it manually. So our subject can just be something like, thank you for the feedback, right? For the feedback, right? Okay. And then the body of the email, which is another thing that we're going to, I'm just going to be sure that I have, oh, okay, that's not it. All right. So we can say something like, hi, right? Now, normally when you're filling or you're writing an email to somebody, you would, and remember we said we want to send a personalized email with their names. Originally, I can imagine someone just coming to come and type, hi, Uju. We're not going to do that because then I said live data. your automation works with live data. It works with the point of contact from the other two. So we're going to go ahead here and click this and look for the name. So we are seeing here, Benis, I don't know, sorry, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name very well, but let's work with Uju. And we click on here, Uju, and then we come down here and we say, we got just something simple, got the email. Right, let's just keep it like that. Oh, there could be more things that you would want to say, but I just want to keep it simple and then we'll progress. And you could go ahead to say thank you, but I'm working with time. We are trying to work with time so we can cover up other things. And then we click on to show that we do not have, and we're not missing anything. Good. We can see that the test was checked well, right? You're seeing that whatever thing that we did, whatever automation we just created actually ran well because why? We have a good check sign, we have a good check sign here, and we have a good check sign. And then it's telling us to publish, please and please. You must remember to publish. You must remember to publish. So we just click on publish and publish in ZAPIER. Good. So Uju, can you let us know if you got a response or something? Would you please let us know if Uju is still in the meeting? Can she let us know if she got a response so we'll know our automation did go well? Is Uju still with us, please? Uju, please, did you get a response? So you can check your spam folder. Would you please check your email so that we can all know if the automation went well? Is Uju with us? Okay, Uju said yes. So Uju, you got a response. So you can just screenshot the response and include it here so that we can see this. Now let me tell you something. If we wanted to go further, right, with this whole thing, we can actually edit, right? We can edit and then create a filter here. We can click here and create an AI, but this is on premium, so we'll not be able to use it. But let me tell you what this does. For instance, if somebody responded to the email and said, oh, we want to know about Notion, right? What happens is this AI feature, right? What it would do is to read that particular email and respond back with the particular subject of that email. I am excited because I've seen the crazy things that ZAPIER does, and it just blows my mind sometimes. It would create a response to answer that particular email. It's not just the personalized name and the generic feedback that it's giving everybody. If this one talked about, oh, I want to learn Canva, it will respond, oh, we see that you want to learn Canva. We would escalate your response or your message to the right team. Right. So, but you could use this demo to just, flex up for your executive or for your clients, to make them feel like, okay, yeah, if we bring this person in, productivity will enhance by 100%, hopefully. So we're going to go back to our slide, and we've been able to solve all these steps, right? So there are common mistakes people make in ZAPIER, not testing your ZAP. You saw that we tested our ZAP and our ZAP gave us our check marks, right? Please do the same for yourself. Forgetting the 100 tax limits, forgetting the 100 tax limits on the free plan, please and please and please. You don't want a situation where you create a ZAP and then you forget, and then your executive is just flexing the free plan, and you don't let the executive know that, okay, CEO, Baba, this thing would expire very soon. We do not want that. So it's expedient, right? You should be very scrupulous with this. Make sure that you pay attention to when your 100 tax will be over, or better still, follow up on the renewing of the paid plan so that you don't go bad. Do not type an email manually, right? Do not type an email manually. Try as much as possible not to type an email manually. Try as much as possible not to type an email manually. Remember, live data. Anything that comes to your mind, live data, live data. We want a what? Live data. So work with the live data plus sign, then live data. Then another thing is not checking whether your inbox or the thing that we did is working, your automation is working. You see the way Uju sent us message now, we're now on our own and say, okay, Uju, please, did that email work? You are supposed to test your automation yourself before you escalate it. Please do not make the mistake of taking it directly to the client. You have to test to make sure it is working. Now, the next one, I tell us that we're not going to be going deep on this because of the time, but I would have really loved, I'm so passionate about this that I would have really loved to show you the diverse things ZAPIER can do, but no problem. Let's just take a chill pill and just relax. So you see, if we were supposed to create Gmail with Google Sheets now, I want to show us something that we did with Google Sheets. I'll just show you quickly. This is an email lead tracker. You see this email lead tracker? Nobody did anything manual on it. We didn't do anything manual. We just did our normal automation, our normal Zap automation, linking Gmail linking Gmail and Google Sheets, and it gave us this. I will explain. Now, this is how the automation flows. When an email comes in, Zap picks up the trigger and creates an action in Google Sheets that creates these leads. Already, you would make sure you have created your Google Sheets in which your information or your leads is going to drop in. So you see, you can just be on your own and these emails will just be coming in here. You might ask yourself, what is the use of even creating this thing? Why are we going to be doing these things by ourselves? Why are we going to be creating this automation? Well, I'll tell you three reasons. One, if you're working with a marketing team, you are the VA of your boss. You are the personal assistant of your boss. You are the executive assistant of your boss, whatever category that you fall in. Your boss is giving you access to his email because you are his PA. He cannot give access to every other person in that team. So what he does or what she does is to give only you access. So in order for every other person to, pick up or do whatever, everything is being seen on these sheets. All the invoices that comes in, every single thing that comes in is being seen on the sheets. That is one, for security purposes. One. Secondly, because human interference can be biased. When I say human interference can be biased, you know that when it comes to technology and AI, it's quite scrupulous. It is very exact in imputing right informations, especially when it comes to automations like this, because it is prompted. Now, an AI will not come and write Precious in her natural when it saw Precious Chioma on the Gmail, right? So it gives you accurate informations, right? The second thing is for you to be able to track your information. So when you create a Zap with Gmail and Google Sheets, you can actually track these things, right? I don't know if we are following, but hopefully, I really do hope we are. So, back to our rest. So that is all about the Gmail and Google Sheet. I'm sorry that I'm not able to bring us into the whole thing for us to see this and, resonate with it. Maybe next time, right? We could actually do that. And in our paid class, we teach our automations, several tools together and the rest of them. Now, these are example of the screenshots when you're creating your Google Sheets. You can see that these are Zap ecosystem. You open up your Zap, your trigger. I don't know if we can see, but hopefully we can. I wish we could, but the class is going to be recorded, so you can actually still go on and check. Now, without wasting much of your time, we currently have our cohort section, right? We have cohort 1 already for July. I don't know what really happened. I don't know that it's because of the whole range of the need to learn AI so quick. that we had a lot of students for 2026. Usually, I don't think we've ever had as much students as we had for 2026, like we had for other year, 2024 and 2025. 2026 happens to be one of the times we had like so much student, and I really feel like it's because of the arising with AI. Right. So let me tell you something. You hear people say, oh, I lost my job this, I lost my job that. That is because the system has changed. See, this is not, I'm not even kidding you. If you don't prepare and fortify yourself, a lot of things are going to happen. So we do not teach you how to just do the generic things as a VA. We teach you how to use AI as your advantage. In the market, it is very competitive. What do you have to offer? What is special about you? I keep saying this, give yourself to learning. Give yourself to learn and have a good life. If you lock in for 1 week, lock in for 2 months, your life will change. Hopefully in Jesus' name. So we have our cohort currently running. Our first cohort for July is currently running, and the second one is actually full already. So the only one we have available for the month of July is on the 18th, which is the third cohort. The third cohort is going to, for July, is going to start on the 18th. If you're interested to learn practical VA skills backed up with AI, practical VA skills backed up with AI, please and please reach out to us. Like I said, you might not be able to meet up with the first and second cohorts because it is full. And we do not even know. I think I would have to chat up the admin or something to give us an info of the 18th if we still have the slot available. But if we do, we actually do as present. So you could actually start checking up and rating yourself on how you're going to work. Please give yourself to learning. Give yourself to learning. Watch this video again. Put in the work, and by the grace of God, God is going to give us our heart's desire and bless the works of our hands in Jesus' name. All right, thank you so much. Okay, yeah, these are screenshots of some of our students that actually got some gigs. I think that was last week or last month. I can't really remember, but these are some of the gigs they got from Upwork. This is just Upwork, right? Some of the gigs they got. We would love to show more proof, but then, for personal reasons. And yes, when you join our group, because we have another group for our intimate students, right? We can show you all the proof you want and other materials that you need to upskill. Good. Now, I would say this again. Please go watch this video again. Give yourself to learning. Log in for 6 months, 1 year. Your life will change. Thank you so much for having been here. Thank you for giving yourself time to learn from us. We, the tutors of Yada Virtual Hub and every other person on the team are very grateful. You can check more of what we do on our website, Yada Virtual Hub. You can check more of what we do on our website. Just click yadavirtualhub.com and you will see more of what we do on social media handles. So you'll be able to see more of what we do. If you have now, I forgot this. If you have a question around this particular thing that we just taught, please and please feel free to send us a personalized, send us a message on WhatsApp, a DM, any question at all that concerns today's class, please send us a message so that we could reply you and answer all your questions. Thank you so much for joining this class. And we want to say a big thank you. All right.
Thank you so much. I would just like to add one more thing. So a lot of people are actually saying, when would they get the video? We're going to be sharing the video on our group. We're going to be sharing the link to the video on our group, so you don't have to worry about that. Like she said, if you have any questions at all, please, you can reach out to us and we will definitely answer your questions. If you need help to guide you into transitioning into being a virtual assistant or niching into any particular field as a VA, you can let us know and we'll be more than happy to hold your hand and give you a step-by-step. I'm just quickly just going through the comment section to see if there's anything we can quickly answer here. If you give me a few moments. So as a cybersecurity analyst, I'm open to learning, especially to AI tools. That's awesome. Thank you so much. So if you have any other questions, you can please send we're going to open the group today or tomorrow, so you can ask as much question as you want to as well. You can also send us private messages too as well. For this video, we're going to ensure that we share it very soon to the group once we clean it up and ensure that it has all the information needed. So that's all for me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.